guys, so welcome to another episode of RPC. Today we're going to talk about a thing that I promised you during our last video of surviving a hurricane. This is part of our survival series, and we want to talk about today is how to make what should your go bag have. So the first thing we need to talk about is I have here two backpacks that I want to show you. So first backpack here is a Ockley kitchen sink backpack. It's the blackout edition, so everything is like pretty black. Nothing like, jumps off of it or anything. No red like they used to have or camouflage or anything like that. And I will tell you the purpose for this. And then the second bag will be a 511. We have a 511 Rush 24 here with some like added storage to it and whatnot. So two different situations we're going to talk about. So for example, number one situation will be let's put ourselves in a shithead defense scenario where we have any kind of societal disruption or near to collapse or after collapse, and things are kind of hairy out there. There's martial law was declared, and you want to go out there and just kind of have do a little bit of recon. And want to go out there and make sure that you know what's going on, collect some info, whatnot. Okay, so in that case, I will say, okay, so in that case, you want to go with something more like this to prevent calling attention to yourself, where you want to have some basic necessities in a very concealed matter of like that becoming your gray man type of thing when you go out there. So in that case, you want to pick something like this. Now, we find ourselves in the opposite hand with something like a Red Dawn scenario and a shithead defense where like foreign forces invaded the continental United States and you need to go out there and fend for yourself. Then yes, in that case, I will probably pick something more like this where it will help me camouflage, especially here in the South Florida area. Everything's usually really green, no matter what time of the year it is. So something like this. So we're going to talk about a little bit about this backpack right here, and some of the things that I carry on it, just to and just be aware that when I go to, let's say, shithead defense scenario 2, meaning the invading force, the whole thing with the camouflage bags, I will be carrying more gear than just the backpack. So if you don't see something here, I usually distribute my gear pretty well. Some of it, whatever is not emergent, something that I won't need right away, is on my backpack, and then everything else usually goes into either my chest rig or my jungle kit. So, and we'll have a video about those two systems just so you guys can see something that, again, very South Florida oriented, things that are good for you to wear in a tactical scenarios when it's like hot and humid, tropical, like here in South Florida. So, all right, let's jump into it. So, number one thing I want to talk about when it comes to bag out bags is like you need to have stuff in it that will help you stay alive. So what it will be the number one thing for survival, for human survival, especially in a climate like South Florida where it's so hot. And again, it may vary to depending where you live. Your needs may be different than mine. But here in South Florida, number one thing for me, it will be to stay hydrated. And for that, on that backpack, we'll have in this case, a CamelBak 3-liter bladder with a filter in line there. So these filters are extremely cool. They come with everything you need to either put them in line like this or just use them as a standalone accessory. They do come with, I'll show you guys here. They do come with this plastic bags. I have them taped just to be able to roll them and minimize space on my backpack. But these little things here, as you can see, it takes zero space once compressed. And you can just take that filter, screw it on the top of this bottle, which, again, is the same thread as any regular water bottles you may have out there. And you can actually fill them up from a stream, a canal, a river, whatever, and then safely drink that water. Remember, drinking water that is not being treated, either boiled or with bleach or anything like that, or filtered properly, is not recommended that you drink it. You may die of, I don't even know how many things are out there that can literally kill you for drinking like contaminated water. So don't do it. So these things are pretty cool, and in my opinion, they're a must-have because you may not have always the option of just going to the supermarket and get yourself a new bottle of water or whatnot. So filters really important, or then some kind of like, for example, like water purification tablets or anything of that sort will work just as well. I just say the filter just because I think it's faster. Water purification tablets take a little bit longer before you can actually drink the water. So, all right, so we talk about water, and then second thing for me here will be how to keep us well fed. So many options out there when it comes to preparedness or emergency rations, I want to say. So in this case, this is just a standard issue like military MRE that I taken out of this original container, as you can see there, and just packed into a Ziploc. I'm a big Ziploc guy, so just to keep everything waterproof, minimize the space where it can be packed and everything else, and everything is in there. So I usually carry, depending on the situation and depending on the size of your group. So for example, if you're the man of the family, let's put it that way, nothing wrong about, not offense to you ladies out there, but if you're the big guy of the family, and everybody will carry, the goal is that everybody will carry their own food and water. But hey, guess what, maybe you have kids, maybe you have older adults or whatnot with you. You may want to make sure that maybe you can pack a little bit extra for them as well. So it's important to minimize space into the backpack. Okay, all these things you may think, oh, that's not too much, backpacks are big. Yeah, but when you add all these things to it, weight gets to you eventually. I mean, then add firearm and chest rigs and everything else, and you know it's a little bit of a stretch there. So all right, guys, so talk about water, we talk about food. Let's talk a little bit about medical and hygiene. Medical and hygiene. Number one, I have a small boo-boo kit here. Let's call it. So the boo-boo kit has the basics, right? Any kind of over-the-counter medications, such as aspirin or ibuprofen, or any kind of antidiarrheals, which are important, or any kind of allergy medications, which are extremely important, especially here in South Florida. There's all kinds of nasty bugs out there. Depending on where you're going through or not, you may find yourself in need of some either antidiarrheals or antihistaminics or whatnot. So big thing there. Then next we'll have, and we talked about this briefly during our hurricane video. This is the Jace Medical Antibiotic Kit. Now, guys, we have, I'm not associated with them in any way, shape, or form, but I think they have a really cool product. And what you can do here is that with Jace Medical, you can go into the website, fill out a questionnaire, and they will prescribe you antibiotics just for you. So you can have, for example, here in South Florida, we can have like after hurricane situations where like we're not able to like go to the doctor because everything is closed, everything is oversaturated, and we may need antibiotics, and we can have them, unfortunately. So it's a great tool to have those antibiotics at your direct disposal. So what Jace is amazing. You go in there, you type a questionnaire. If you have allergies to any antibiotics, they will recommend you an alternative to them. But yeah, this is really cool, guys. And they send you a little booklet in there where like you can see what these antibiotics that they send you are better suited for. All right, so that's part of the medical. Then let's go into our well, also I consider this medical. I know I'll probably get a lot of frowns out there because of this, but I carry this little flask here, and in this flask here, I carry whiskey. So people are like, well, what are you going to do with that? I'm like, well, it's very simple. So whiskey, for example, one of the properties that whiskey has, and I have it for two main reasons, and I'll explain those two. So number one reason for having it is obviously because of the disinfecting capabilities of liquor, high like concentration liquor. So that's number one. Number two is because I may find it useful to treat shock with it on members of my family and whatnot in case of if the situation requires it. So good to have there. All right. Also for hygiene, we have, which is really important, guys. Take care of your body. Take care of your feet, especially when you're out there in tropical climates like this. You can get all kinds of nasty diseases on your feet and your toes, all kinds of stuff. So especially when you're wet and all that kind of, the humid, wet environments such as South Florida. So what I have here, I have combat wipes. These are pretty good. This little pack comes with like 24 wipes each. and it will just help you to like keep, you know, a adequate amount of hygiene when you're out there in the middle of nowhere and you don't have access to a shower. But it's really important that, you know, on a daily basis, we take care of our bodies, like we clean ourselves, because again, that all those diseases and stuff, they come with like poor hygiene and whatnot. So really important. Then also we have here, and again Ziploc, so it won't get wet, a roll of TP. You can do here, as I did, is I removed the center cardboard core and I just squeeze it to make it like more to fit better in my backpack. That's all. From then, we'll go to something that is also really important, and it's part of our hygiene section, which will be um, something for you to guys to change into. For example, um, socks, underwear, shirts, pants, all that kind of stuff. So this here is a Ranger roll. I know it has many other names. I know it as a Ranger roll. So a Ranger roll, we can do a video. I'll show you guys how to pack one of these. They're pretty simple, pretty easy. But it's basically a set of pants, a long sleeve shirt, uh, underwear, and a fresh pair of socks, and it's all rolled up into one little bundle that fits in my backpack rather easily. So it is important that, as I said, when talking about hygiene, take care of your feet, take care of your feet, take care of your feet. If you have, which I've seen guys lose the whole bottom of their feet. I've seen guys have all kinds of nasty blisters that prevent them from walking. You don't want to be that person, especially in that shit in the fence scenario, because somebody's coming to rescue you. So please, please, please take care of your feet, okay? Um, so from there, we'll go to, we'll have, oh, sorry, I forgot to talk about this item here. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. This is a bite kit, an extractor kit. So any kind of wasp bites, spiders, or anything like that, which we have so many of them down here in South Florida that are actually poisonous or venomous. So this whole thing is always good to have. They're like $12, $13, so it's pretty good investment if you ask me. From there, we can have, of course, very important down here in South Florida, especially in the summer months. You'll have any kind of insect repellent is a must-have, and then as well as some kind of sun cream or sun protector. Sun out here is like a killer. It will like drain your batteries from 100 to 10 really, really quick. So make sure you stay protected out there from the sun. From there, we have also on our backpack, we'll pack a roll of these babies. I think there's like maybe 3 or 4 of them. These are garbage bags. So garbage bags, heavy duty contractor garbage bags are extremely important, extremely useful. You can use them for many things. You can use them for example, to purposes. I mean, uses that I have for them will be keeping my firewood dry. They can serve as a last second poncho. If you need a poncho, you need anything to cover stuff with, you can rip them open, you can open holes on them, you can wear them, whatever the case may be. Or just a simple containers. I mean, you need to, like, you find something, you want to take it with you, and you know it doesn't fit in your backpack, you can put it in one of these, or multiple uses, but really important. From there, we have this little kind of survivor. We're going to talk about a little bit about shelter out there, and I have a few things here that will help me with those sheltering needs. So number one will be a life tent. I have this little baby here, a life tent. I can put the link down there in the description for you guys if you guys want to look at these. They're not expensive, they're pretty cheap, pretty useful. It's what it does is basically has this emergency blanket like material. And in this case, this one's green, but they do sell them orange and black and whatnot. And they come in this little handy bag that comes with a whistle. So, because again, my kid is mostly very South Florida oriented. Your needs may vary, but so for example, I have sleeping bags, but sleeping bags are really not required down here in South Florida. It's pretty hot most of the year, so I'd rather have, and I'll have to explain the setup, but this will be number one, and this is the part that will keep me away from the rain. So I'll usually set this tent up over my shelter to prevent, from getting soaked. Now, second part of that shelter for me will be this little thing over here, which is made by USGI Industries, and It is a pop-up net tent that opens on both sides and whatnot. So what it does, it will prevent you from like getting, lifted, airlifted by mosquitoes or any other kind of bugs out there, especially here in South Florida. So again, part number one, I'll lay this thing out. Part number part number two, I'll put my little tent over it, and then I have a place to sleep where like I won't get bit and destroyed by mosquitoes or God knows what else. As part of that, I have 2 rolls of camouflage netting, just like this one. And the purpose of these is only to make my shelter more concealed when I stop for a day and set camp. Well, you want to make sure that you're not, especially if you're by yourself, or a small group, you want to make sure that if you don't have the option to have somebody stand watch, that you are as concealed as possible, that you're in an isolated area, and especially so this will help you conceal your shelter, make sure that you're concealed and whatnot. So again, always carry camouflage netting with you. That's something that I learned a long time ago. Now also we have here, and in this case it's just, this will be part of that more of a civilian gray man looking kit, but I do have a camouflage somewhere around also for the scenario we're talking about. But this is just a Columbia hiking rain suit, so pants and jacket that you can wear over your clothes to just prevent you from getting soaked. So really important that you have this, especially here in South Florida area. If you guys are South Floridians like myself, guess what? It rains most of the year, and you can really like predict it that much. It's just like all of a sudden it's sunny, and 2 minutes later it's pouring. So important stuff, rain gear. Then we'll go to I will have a knife, fixed blade knife, and some kind of like axe or small like tomahawk or anything like that. So in this case, I like this one. I put the link in the description as well. This one was painted. It used to be orange and black. Again, I don't want any bright colors to give me away. So as you can see, we wrapped the whole entire thing with camouflage tape just for grip purposes. And even that there's a few more tactical ones out there in the market. I like this one just because it's small enough and light enough, but at the same time heavy enough to chop through logs and wood, and also has this flat surface back here rather than a spike like most tactical ones do, to allow me to hammer something in place if I need to. So again, this baby, really cool. And then just a regular knife, whatever you use this knife for. From there, guys, we have, of course, and this is part of, just because of the situation, the scenario we're going through, all kinds of some kind of weapon maintenance kit. So in this case, you have brushes here. I have bore snakes, and I have a small bottle of oil just to make sure that whatever weapon system you are carrying with you, that you obviously practice your good daily maintenance on it, especially depending on conditions. Out here in South Florida, so humid, things tend to rust rather quickly. So you want to make sure that you keep your weapon maintained accordingly. We also have here a sewing kit, very important. You will be surprised how many times you get stuck on branches or anything like that. You rip your pants, you break a button or anything, or a zipper breaks, and that could be a pain in the ass if you don't have anything to actually fix it with. So again, this weighs nothing. It takes very little to enough space, and it has a little thread there, a few needles, and nothing else. Just a spare button or two, and mostly that's it. From there, we have this little thing here. It's pretty cool. Again, link in the description, guys, for this. It's like this is like a replacement for your GI entrenching tool type of thing. So it comes in this little a pretty cheap made little cover. But what's important here is the tool itself. So the tool itself, it's like a little spade. It has a few like wrench holes in here for you to, I guess, adjust things or like take out nails. And this side here has like a little measurement of like a few inches. It is sharpened on one side, and then it has a serrated edge on the other. At the same time, you have all this paracord attached back here, which in a pinch you can take it away and use it for whatever other purposes you need it. That's one thing also that we carry in our backpacks. I have several sections of 12 feet and 6 feet daisy chain paracord that we can use for different things. Okay. Um, uh, Also, as well as because of the rain and stuff, it's important to know, hey, is your backpack waterproof? Chances are that your backpack is not. It's more like a water resistant type of thing. Even this like Oakleys or like 511s, they're not full waterproof. They do get wet. I mean, they are water resistant. Water takes a while to get in there, but it will get in there. So it's very important that you carry a backpack rain cover. Those are extremely cheap, and we're talking from like anywhere from like $5 to $10, and they definitely will make your day a lot better. Because guess what? When it's time for you to like open that Ranger roll and change into something, I'm pretty sure you rather would like for that stuff to be dry and not soaking wet. So again, this is a pretty cool thing. It's inexpensive and definitely smaller, a lot smaller than standard issue trenching tools. So we'll go from there to this, and this will be based on, again, um, the weapon system that we using. In this case, I have on Star AUG. That's my shithead defend rifle choice. So in this case, I have an extra 100 rounds of 5.56 ammo always start in my backpack, and then my mags obviously are fully loaded, and this is just my backup ammo just in case. I don't tend to carry a lot of ammo like that. I mean, I know people a lot of people live in that fantasy world of like, oh yeah, she's gonna hit the fan, and I'm gonna take my 20,000 rounds of ammo that I have saved up and just carry them with me. Good luck with that. Excuse me. So, all right. So from here, we also have, and again, this is a pretty thick, it's full of stuff that it's important. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I don't claim to be in any way, shape, or form. I do have some medical training, especially in the military side. But this baby right here, this is a Special Operations Forces Medical Handbook. It may be like a lot of this stuff wouldn't make sense to me, but it will definitely, it can definitely help you and lead you in the right direction. So again, shade defense scenario, you wouldn't have access to get into YouTube or Wikipedia or whatnot to find something that we are unsure what's going on. Anything in paper such like this can help you out really much a lot. And actually, this one here, it has all kinds of stuff from like pediatric medicine to veterinarian stuff, to anything basically medical related. So this is a really good book. I will highly recommend you guys have it. So, and then we have some communication equipment here. This one is made by Beartooth, and this was their first edition of Beartooth devices. Now, again, guys, not associated with them in any way, shape, or form. We're not getting paid for this. I purchased these things with my own money, on my own discretion. So these little things are pretty cool. I don't think they sell this anymore. The newer versions that look more like standard radios are a lot more expensive. So these little babies here, what they do is that they connect using Bluetooth to your phone. And even if there's maybe no cell phone connection, now these two things will talk to each other. The way they advertise them to work is you'll have 5 mile range for talking in a PTT communication protocol. So like push to talk with your cell phone, and then I think give you up to 10 miles of text capability. So you can actually text all the Bluetooth. A good thing about them also is that they create a network where like there's let's say you have guys like separated for like a 5 mile intervals or whatnot, that you can reach the last guy on the line because they act like as a signal boosters for each other. So pretty cool devices that you can charge your phone with them too, because they're actual portable batteries as well. And then we'll do a video separate. I know I talked to you guys about GMRS radios and all the ways of communicating with either your immediate group here or like to have external information come in. So we'll go through those in another video or not. But yeah, these things are pretty cool. I mean, if you can find them even today, then good for you guys. And then we get to the last piece of our equipment here. Now, one thing I didn't talk about, I'm sorry, before we get to this point here, is like in this camouflage setup, right? So based on the scenario we're talking about, where it's like an invading force, a foreign force that invaded your continental United States, we're out there fighting for our lives. You want to make sure that always on these camouflage kits, where everything on you is camouflage and you're like just ready for war, that you have some kind of civilian attire. And the reason for that is because you may find yourself in situations where like all this camouflage is going to call too much attention. You want to be able to change into something more or less conspicuous and go out there and do what you got to do. Okay. So make sure that on this backpacks and whatnot, you always pack a pair of jeans and a regular standard looking shirt or something like that doesn't look military, that it doesn't call attention to yourself or anything like that. Now, the last piece of gear that I have here for you guys is, and I know a lot of guys out there may not agree with me, and that's fine. But I do have here a few electronics. One of them, for example, I pack a little bag here with like all kinds of electronic chargers. I have iPhone type chargers. I have USB-C chargers. I have USB 2 chargers. And I have a battery bank, which currently I'm used to power my lights. So that's why you guys don't see it. Now, for that, I also have this little baby here, which I bought many, many years ago. Still works just fine. It's a foldable, smaller solar charger that you can use to like charge small electronics while you rest and things like that out on the go. Again, I doubt they sell the same brand. It's possible, I guess. But if you go to Amazon, you'll find hundreds and hundreds of different models of this, bigger, smaller, you name it. So, excuse me. So, last piece of equipment here, guys. We have a Psionics Aurora color night vision camera. So, yes, I understand. A lot of my guys out there will be like, well, listen, that's not a real night vision device. That's not as good as a PVS 14 is. It's not. Definitely, it's not. It's not a real night vision device to begin with, and I understand that fact. But you need to understand that the average guy, like you and I, don't have specifically $3,000, $4,000 laying around to buy a night vision tube that you may never actually use. So, in that case, and again, if you have the means to get your own PVS 14, by all means, go ahead and do it. I mean, I applaud you for it and congratulate you. But for the rest of us, here's the thing that the Aurora actually offers. It comes in a very neat little package, just like that. And you will have your camera right here, which it is a good thing, in my opinion, that it can record and take pictures just for intel purposes. And it is, again, not as good as a PVS 14, but I'll tell you what it does. It definitely beats the naked eye. And comparing a PVS 14 cost from like $400 to $2,500, this thing only costing $600-700. In my opinion, it's pretty much worth it. Again, the package is pretty nice. It comes in this little waterproof Pelican-looking box. It comes with 2 batteries, and then your own SD card for recording purposes. I think it's a 64 gigs, if I'm not mistaken. So, again, not related to these guys in any way. I don't get paid by them or anything like that. But I think that this was a pretty inexpensive piece of gear that most of us can probably afford. So, that's it, guys. I don't have anything else for you. If you have any questions or comments, please link them on the comment below, and we can further talk about bag of bags and whatnot. But in that case, that's all I got today. I have nothing else for you. Stay safe out there. See you in the next.